Welcome to the Animals Naturally podcast with me, Suzanne. I'm founder of Taranet, a leading international natural animal healthcare consultancy at taranet.co.uk. I aim in this podcast to give you information to get your animal to be as healthy and happy as naturally as possible. In this edition, I'm looking at something called slippery elm, which may be a very strange name, and I certainly had to listen twice when I first heard it. So slippery elm is something that you can help your dog with. So first of all, what is slippery elm? Well, it's from the elm tree. It's from an elm tree that's native to North America, which often is called the slippery elm. And that's because when you put the powdered inner bark into water, into contact with water, it actually goes into a gel-like substance, hence the name slippery elm. So this product, or this substance, can be used to help dogs. It's been used to help human health by the Native Americans for many hundreds of years. And over the last few decades, if not longer, it's actually been used to help dogs and some other animals too. So why should you give it to your dog? Well, it's found to have many properties that are useful for canine health. It's thought to help with the respiratory, urinary and gastrointestinal ailments, as it has a soothing substance to it because of the mucilage that it actually helps soothe, which is vital within the body. It also has a variety of trace minerals, carbohydrates and protein, so it has some nutritional benefits as well. It can be used as a general tonic to help with well-being, and it also can have an astringent effect, so it can be useful to help dry and calm irritation, which can be useful with skin complaints as well as internal complaints. So it can also just generally help with overall health, and it also can be used to help regulate. So for example, it can be used not only to help with dogs who have diarrhoea, but also dogs who are constipated, because it has a regulatory effect on the body. It just makes the body work better, which obviously if the body needs help one way or another, it would help balance it out. So can you use slippery elm with anything else? Not always. It's important with any herbal remedy, whether it's slippery elm or something else, that you do have space between doses, between using each, or even just only using one at a time, sort of only using one for a period of a few days or a few weeks before using another. It's always a good idea to get your veterinary surgeon to agree to using it, and also to be sure that it's not going to interact with any other medicines or any complaints that your dog has. So do make sure that it's okay to use. It often can be used if you have a few hours between doses of other things, but I'm not a veterinary surgeon, and I would highly recommend that you don't look at the internet for guidance with this or anything else. You do speak to your veterinary surgeon. There are a number of holistic veterinary surgeons around the world who can help advise you. So, is there evidence that slippery elm even works? Is it even worth bothering to help your dog? Yes, there is some evidence. Not a huge amount of evidence, because just generally veterinary research, it's only over the last decade or so there's been more research to look into herbal approaches or holistic approaches for canine health. But yes, there has been some usage studies taken as to whether slippery elm can help with dogs and cats actually who are suffering from vomiting and diarrhoea, and it did find that slippery elm is very useful. I'll put the link to that in the show notes. So how on earth would you use slippery elm? Where can you get this? As I said earlier, slippery elm is native to a tree that's native to North America, but you don't need to go to North America to get it. You can get it in many parts of the world. I would suggest you always get a product that's specially formulated for dogs. That way you'll know you're getting the right amount for your dog. And also get it from a reputable manufacturer or supplier who you can get some product support from, which can be useful. As with any herbal product, make sure you're getting it from a fully traceable and sustainable source. My recommendation is a company called Door West Herbs. They have a great range of herbal supplements, including tree bark powder, which includes slippery elm. I'll give the link to that in the notes as well. You can also find slippery elm in other supplements amongst other herbs. So, for instance, Hilton Herbs is another great natural herbal healthcare product company for animals, and they have a gastric supplement for dogs that includes other herbs and slippery elm as well. So you can see that there are a variety of options. So to recap, slippery elm is a herbal product that's been used for many years to help with a variety of health issues, whether that's for the respiratory, urinary, or gastrointestinal ailments. It has nutritional benefits. It can be a tonic and just a help for overall well-being. Um, and as I say, do get your veterinary surgeon's approval before using it. You don't actually need to see necessarily a holistic veterinary surgeon. Many conventional veterinary surgeons also advocate the use of herbal remedies, and given the fact that slippery elm has been researched to be useful to help with vomiting and diarrhoea, for instance, you may well find that your veterinary surgeon is happy to suggest that for your dog if your dog is suffering from those things. But yeah, as I say as well, speak to your veterinary surgeon and also say get the product from a reputable source like Door West Herbs or Hilton Herbs, who are experts in producing herbal healthcare for animals. So I hope that has been useful and given you an insight into another supplement, a herbal supplement that you can use to help your dog. I hope it is helpful, and if you've any questions on natural animal healthcare, then do please visit my website at taranet.co.uk, and please feel free to email me if you would like help finding a veterinary surgeon for your animal or have any questions at all on complementary animal healthcare. Thank you very much for listening, and until next time, goodbye.